Welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day in eastern Pennsylvania. Sun's shining. I'd say it's probably about 75, 78 degrees. Absolutely beautiful. And I feel lucky.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
This is how lucky I feel. I'm going to try to start this car today. It's been sitting inside this barn for about 3 years. I drug it out about a month and a half or so ago to let the rainwater wash off the inch of dust that accumulated on the car. And now I'm going to go through and take a look and see how bad things really are. I know the raccoons had a little party in here. They used to sleep on the hood. The mice, they used the interior as a bathroom, so it's not good. But she's a good old car, and we're going to get her going, or at least I'm going to try to get her going today. Let's get to work. Let me give you an overview of this car. It's a 1960 Ford Fairlane. Some may think it's a Galaxy, but no, the official designation of this car is a Fairlane. It is a low line or low option vehicle. Very plain Jane. Very commonly used for taxis, police cars, and sometimes getaway cars. But truth be told, not with this engine. Inside this old girl is the massive 223 mileage maker straight 6. 223 cubic inches of straight 6 fury that could barely muster enough power to get this car to move out of its own way. But that's okay. I'm going to do a little something more with it. I originally got the car, thought, well, I have a 390 401 tri-power engine. That would be really cool in this thing with a 4-speed. I decided against it, sold that engine, and then let's drop a 460 in it. That'd make some good power. Got a 460, a C6. Looked at how difficult it was going to be, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that either. So I sold that engine as well. So now I have another 390, one I had laying around, and I dropped it off at the machine shop about 6 months ago, and it's been in purgatory ever since. Keep saying they're going to get to it. You know how that works. They're never going to get to it, never going to do anything with it, and next time I run over there, I'm just going to pick it up and bring it back. Find another machine shop, one guy I know and I can trust. I have him in mind, and I'm going to see if he's interested in it. He mainly concentrates on more high performance engines, but maybe he'll do me a favor and work on my little old 390. So at any rate, this is the car. Overall, not bad. Pretty solid old piece for 1960. Let's open her up and see how bad she smells. Oh, not as bad as I thought. Maybe the sun out here did some wonders to kind of clear out that stench. When I first drug it out, it stank horrifically, but not too bad today. I think I'll let it sit and air out, open up the rest of the doors, get some fresh air through it. That one's not cooperating. As you can see, it's a pretty stripped down model, but boy, it has a radio. That's kind of weird. But Well, I guess that's what they did. No clock, radio, has a heater, so that's a plus. Automatic transmission. So they didn't scrimp in checking all the boxes. They did check a few. The interior seats have been redone at one point. Those are not the original seat covers on this car. Windlace a little worn out there. That's okay. Carpet been replaced as well. This car would have had a floor mat, if I'm not mistaken. Due to the mouse bathroom condition, I'm just going to rip the seats out, see how bad they actually are, see if the mice ate lunch with them, and then I'll pull the carpet out, throw that right in the trash. Get a fresh carpet, because I like the carpet. And also, floor mat, probably not the easiest thing to find. Carpet's much easier, I can just order one up. Moving to this massive engine in the front. It's pretty much as Ford created it. Not really messed around with the old dangerous gasoline fuel filter, which is dry as a bone. I can see that might be a problem. Hopefully the fuel pump's pumping, but sitting 3 years, I guess it should be dry. Got the old air horn. It's been disabled. It's probably a good thing. The master cylinder has been changed at some point. A little surface rust going on there. I have never had this car up on the lift, so I do not know what I'm going to be dealing with as far as rust or any issues. The car had been painted at some point in its career. It was originally called a platinum. It was like a silver gray. Not having any clear coat on that color, faded really quick. Not uncommon to find a lot of those platinum cars repainted a different shade. This one just so happens to be black, which is really what kind of drew my eye to this car. It just looks right in black. Even though it's a four-door, I think it's pretty darn cool. You might have noticed on the thumbnail, I call this car the Bootlegger, because it reminded me of something you'd see running around down south in the early 60s, running an illegal corn liquor. Look at the massive size of this trunk. Speaking of that, let's open it up and see what's inside. This is pretty sneaky. Uh-huh. Oop. Let's see if I can find the right key. There we go. Not bad. Not too mousy in here. So I might put a mat in here. Hopefully it's not hiding any horrific things. Oh boy. Yeah. It's got body mounts. Wow, that's a plus. This car might not be that bad after all. Yeah, proof will be when I get it up on the lift, but yeah, you can see this would be a perfect car for running illegal liquor. Yeah, so that's why I like the name Bootlegger. Yeah, first things first, I'm going to take a look around, see if I can see anything like evidence of mice chewing on wires that could cause a problem or a fire. So far I don't see anything. Maybe I'll get lucky and they were just content peeing in the interior and left it at that. Yeah, everything looks pretty good out here. I think maybe what we'll do, I have a battery. Drop a battery in and give it a hot test. Let's see. We'll do something like this. around. Let's see here. Take a look. Maybe it's interior light, if it has an interior light. Yeah, no interior light. Maybe the bulb's burned out. Well, for now, I'm gonna leave that unplugged. Let's see what's in here. Whoa, had pressure. And it's full. How in the world could this thing have pressure and be full after 3 years? I guess my feeling about feeling lucky is pretty good so far. Let's see if it's got some oil. Check the oil in this thing. Yep, she's got oil. Not too dirty either. All right. Last I remember it, and when it was running, it was real low on fuel, and I parked it inside the barn here. Every now and again I came in to try to fire it up, and eventually it wouldn't start anymore. So I'm thinking that probably ran out of gas. So I went and purchased 5 gallons today, and let's get it in the tank. Now, as you can see, I got a squirt bottle of some gasoline I saved from the big container that I just emptied into the trunk. I think what I'm going to do, we're going to pull that side draft crazy air cleaner thing off and just see if I can't put some fuel down into the carburetor and give it a few cranks and see if it lights off. Let's see here. I think maybe. Alright, looks like there's a 1/2-inch bolt holding that all together. I'll go get one, or a wrench. Go get a wrench to get that 1/2-inch bolt off. Yeah, let's take a look here. Longest bolt in the world there. Alright, here we go. Choke's freed up, everything's freed up. This is the vent here. Let's put a little fuel down into the vent. See if we can't fill up that float bowl prior to it sucking fuel up from the tank. It might take a while, so maybe it'll at least run off some of the fuel I've been putting, or I am putting, in the float bowl. Let's dump some down the throat here. All right. Connect the positive. And let's see, a moment of truth. And see if the battery's any good too. Oh boy. You probably saw that too. This old girl's leaking like a sieve. All right, what we're gonna do here is redo that fuel line. It's unbelievable that it started up that quick. Shocking. All right, let's get this old nasty filter off of here. Oh boy, what sizes are these? China sizes. All right, let's see what happens here. back to the drawing board. I have returned with the metric adjustable. They always said these things are dangerous. Yeah, I totally agree. One little crack there, boom, fuel everywhere. Or they have gaskets on either end. Car sits like this for that long, these gaskets dry up and just spew fuel everywhere, like you saw what happened. It's all happened. Now what I've done is taken this hard line off that ran up to the top that the filter was hooked into and cut the end off. I'll just put this back in place and we'll see how it goes. All right, piece of fuel line that is definitely the wrong size, but it's gonna have to do because I don't have anything smaller. And let's hope that the clamps take up the slack, keep them from leaking. Hose is on. Let's give her a crank or two and see if it leaks. Looks okay. Not leaking. Definitely not the best to have no filter on it, but for now it's going to just get a spy until I can run out and get a filter. Ooh, look at these guys. So I haven't been able to evict all the residents. Oh. There we go. Now it's all 6 instead of 5. That's much better. Ooh. A little smoky. been a while. Anything in here? Oh, there went the mouse. Dry as a bone. I think I'll go get some brake fluid, see if I can pump some brakes back into this thing. The brakes are working, the car's moving back and forth, running, driving. Today's pretty much of a success. Looks like my luck held up. Pretty rare for me. So, now we gotta decide what to do with it. Leave something in the comments. What do you think we should do? Another FE? Big block? Windsor? You tell me. But, in the meanwhile, this thing is going to be relegated to being a Halloween decoration. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.